I mean, speaking about change, I sat here last night as I was doing out the notes for the podcast, and sometimes I have real dumb moments, like where I even stop myself and go, "You really are a moron, Craig." And I was sitting there, and I just thought, in 2027, we're most likely going to see Alisson, Salah, and Virgil not at the club at the end of 2020, their contract in 2027, and it really then struck home with me what we're going to lose. Like, we talk about change this season. Has there been too much or enough, or is it a part of the reason why we've fallen off? But if you think about it, when these three last real stalwarts, I know, Robbo, you can put in this conversation as well, but we're talking about difference makers here. Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, people who transformed us into winning it. Is there a world, Conor, that it's even possible to replace that? I mean, I don't envy Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards having to be in the position to bring in these. I can't emphasize strongly enough how these guys were the guys that transformed us into being what we were under Jurgen. Like, they were the three guys. You throw Bobby in, Mane, Robbo, but these are the three. They're the pillars. You know, your centre back, your goalkeeper, and your attacker. When they go, how the actual fuck are we going to replace them and be successful? It's nearly impossible.
Yeah, I think we've kind of started the Salah bit, to be fair. Like Ekitike, Isak, Virt, you would imagine those three should kind of account for the fact that we're losing Salah long term. But like the defensive situation, like who the hell replaces Van Dijk? Because like maybe Giovanni Leone does in like 6, 7 or 8 years time. Like fair enough, like he's very young and he could be that good. But in the immediate future, like who steps up? Because like Kanate is probably, even if he stays, he's not good enough to be the guy. Even Alisson then, like Mamardashvili looks like a decent keeper, to be fair, but like, is he going to be that level? Like you said, they are the three who dragged us over the line for trophies. They are the three that were the spine of this team and have been the ever consistent and ever constant in this team. So how you go about it, like how you, I don't even know. Like, just it's hard to even think about. Like Salah again, I think we will do okay with, just because we've signed a lot of attackers, but the defensive side of it, yeah, I struggle to see how we're going to replace that. And like you said, I don't at all envy Richard Hughes trying to plan that one out.
It actually petrified me when I sat there and thought about it the other day, because we've seen some come and go, like you said. We've seen Firmino, Mane, Henderson, Milner, real stalwarts of a success come and go. But these three are the real pillars for me of the success. And if I gave you, let's try go through position by position. If I gave you a blank check right now and everything was possible in world football, you go out to replace Alisson Becker, who are you going with? And if I mean money, and play along at home, money's no object. Go out and get any goalkeeper in the world. Who are you going to go and get?
Queevy and Kelleher. Has to be done. No, I don't. It's hard to even know. Like, who will be top? Probably like Courtois getting on in years. All Blacks getting on in years. And like, even like, who are like the top keepers? Like Mannion's not that great. He's good, but probably not that level. Like, is there a keeper like Alisson Becker in the world? That's the question more so.
But what I'm hoping his name is Petchy and he's already at Liverpool, because I'm not yet fully convinced on Georgie Mamardashvili. I'm not saying I'm giving up on him one way or the other, but he's yet to do anything that makes me feel, oh wow. Everything that he's done kind of makes me just feel like, yeah, well, he should be doing that. Saves he makes, you should make. Doesn't do anything stupid. And maybe that's going to be good enough. But like you, I struggled when I sat back, and maybe the chat can help us out in the comments on this. Any goalkeeper in the world right now, who would you go and get? Because, you look at what Man City did. They completely went a different direction from the type of goalkeeper that they had, and they went out and brought in Gianluigi Donnarumma. Fair enough. I can't think. Like you look at the old guard, Jan Oblak, you look at Manuel Neuer, they're all getting on, like you've said. So who is the next shit hot young goalkeeper?
That's really hard to know, isn't it? There's anything to be said for Queevy and Kelleher, just because like we know how good we were when he was in goal as well. Like, I still just think we're going to regret selling him. And like, not to say he's going to be the best keeper in the world or anything, but there could be some argument there to bring him back someday. Like, especially if Mamardashvili doesn't hit the ground running when he does become number one. Be
I don't
realistic as
know
well, to
what
be
more
fair.
he could have done to have shown that he should be here. It is crazy, and it's a decision that I think we will look back on in time. Of course, there will be people who rightly say he wanted to go and play, and I get that. But if you even look at it just from a Brentford perspective, when Thomas Frank left Brentford, we all thought they were relegation fodder at that point. So fair play to Keith Andrews, number one. But then Kelleher, you can see with Nathan Collins, like they're building something, and Brentford keep doing it. So it was an astute bit of business, I guess, by Keller, his agent, to get him there and queefing to make that decision. But it does leave you thinking, yeah, have we let this lad go, and will we, or have we made a mistake letting him go? And I've always said yes, and I think you're probably the same.
Yeah, I think definitely regret. And yeah, fair play to Brentford. I definitely would have had them at least 19th, if not 20th, in my prediction at the start of the season. Just purely from the players they lost, the fact that Thomas Frank left, and what are they? Are they fifth at the minute still? They're like 2 or 3 points behind us. Like it's astounding work, and up the Irish is all I can really say between Nathan Collins, Kelleher, and Keith Andrews. Like it's not bad, is it?
Nope. So myself and Conor have had to admit defeat. We cannot name a goalkeeper in the world who we would go to as the guy. So feel free to let us know in the comments. We're going to continue to play this game at centre back, Conor. And this one, I think, look, there are some options out there. If I said to you right now, blank checkbook, go out into world football and bring me in a Virgil van Dijk level centre back to take us for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years, who are you going for?
Again, it's tough. And probably Bastoni is the first name that comes to mind, to be honest, just in terms of like absolute top level centre backs. Outside of that, who is there really? Who are your suggestions?
I mean, if we want to be fair about this conversation, we can't have the conversation without talking about the likes of Gabriel, Saliba, who are very, very good centre backs in their own right. I know obviously there are competitors right now, but I'm probably in the Bastoni camp with you, to be fair. Bastoni, little Irish nod for Nathan Collins, because I do think the world of him. But I think most people answering would probably be saying Bastoni because, again, he screams not just talent but aura, and that's needed. When we're talking about these real players that like walk in and just have that star power, I think Alessandro Bastoni probably is that guy.
Yeah, because then you could look at, like, say, if you got Bastoni and you got, like, Mark Gahey, let's say, then you could look at Nico Schlotterbeck as another good option. Like, there's a lot of, like, good centre-backs, but there's just no one on Van Dijk's level, and I think that's similar to the goalkeeper situation. Like, there is no one who is just out-and-out top 2 or 3 in the world, clearly by a mile, like Van Dijk is. So, like, again, yeah, Bastoni probably the best shout, but definitely open to suggestions on this if anyone else has any shout for the comments.
Yeah, and I don't think we're being unfair here either, because if you're looking around, United wouldn't say they've got the 2 best centre backs in the world. Real Madrid, again, no, not when it comes to centre back. Barcelona, probably the same, not nowhere near. So yeah, if in doubt, look to Italian defenders, and there you go. Bastoni is the answer. So any upgrades on Bastoni in the chat, do let us know. And finally, the big man up top, Mohamed Salah. This should be a pretty straightforward answer, I'm hoping, from you about who would be your dream go-to, money, no object, go out there, get him. It doesn't matter, we can get him. Who would it be?
Are you thinking Michael Elisa by any chance?
Oh, I absolutely am. And honestly, I'm talking about you can offer me Mbappe, you can offer me
Yamal.
Rodrigo. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, well, fair enough. Then Yamal as well. Yeah, I mean, I could see myself having an argument with myself about Yamal as well there. Yeah, that's a very good show. Yeah, but we know he wouldn't be played. He's too young.
It's
He wouldn't
far
get
too
the
young.
minutes.
Can't block the pathway.
He'd be on loan at, I don't know, Leighton Orient before you know it.
Can't block the pathway. That's why we're on signing the centre back. We're going to block the pathway for Rio.
That's it. But God, yeah, that's probably the answer, isn't it? If we're being honest, like Elise probably feels like the real world answer, because I can't see Yamal ever leaving Barcelona ever in any universe. But it is a great show. Still think Elise is probably the answer though for me.
Yeah, who is there? Like probably Elise, Bradley Barcola, maybe. Who else is kind of like half realistic? Like like Yamal.
You've got the best footballer in the world, Conor. Don't forget, Ousmane Dembele.
He's just not going to leave, does he?
He's also not the best footballer in the world, and I
No.
don't care that he has a Ballon d'Or.
No, Divock Origi isn't spelled like Ousmane Dembele, is he?
Nope. Just Rob. I will die on the hill that he's the worst player to ever win the Ballon d'Or. But again, that's not his fault, and I'm sure he gives not one jot because that award is his, and fair play to him. But yeah, I can't really. I mean, looking around again, world football. Is there anybody with that lightning, fear, attacking pace?
That would... for Rafinha. A lot of people rate. I don't rate him that highly, but a lot of people do rate him that highly.
Not at this point. I think you'd have to take the age into account at this point if we're looking ahead for the next few years to be the successor, which is why Elise's always stood out to me, because in a year's time, when Mo's contract is up, he's only going to be 25, Michael Elise, and that is, I mean, that's Michael Edwards hard on levels of age brackets there, like 25, career before the Liverpool career, but still bang ready to come right in.
Do you reckon we do go big for a wide player though? Like in terms of like we have signed Isak, Ekitike, and Wirtz. Like in my head, that's the club have gone right. We've replaced Salah. So like, do you go that big for a right winger or do you not? Or like, because then again, like even Gakpo is probably getting on in years and not really. He like he. I don't want to be too harsh on him, but he's replaceable. So like, we probably do need someone on either side. Like, if surely you get one absolute world class player and then another player who's like someone like Sadio Mane when he came in, just like bags of potential but wasn't already there. Like, what do you think we actually do on terms of the wingers?
Again, it depends on systems and managers, doesn't it? Right now, I would say we probably have a view to bringing in one more wide player over the next 18 months for when Mo does go. Who that is, when that is, I really don't know, because it could depend on what manager is in the job. But right now, I think the most likely one would probably be Barcola, that you mentioned before. But then again, it brings us right back to the very start of this whole podcast and Antoine Semenyo. That could have been the player who can cover both sides and, if needs be, through the mid. Because I didn't know this, but initially when Bournemouth signed him, they signed him as a striker.
That's
And it was
interesting. I could see that, to be
Iriola
fair, the power and everything he has. I could definitely see that. But yeah, that's interesting.
Iriola then said, I think you'll be better coming in from a wide area. I think at Bristol, if I'm wrong on this, I apologise, but I think that's where he was initially playing, was a centre forward.
That's interesting. Yeah, again, like you said, like that makes even more sense when you think that he could play literally anywhere across the front. And we know Liverpool as a team in general, not even just Arne Slot, like Klopp loved as well, just the players who can play 3 or 4 different positions. So again, I think one we will regret, but no point crying over spilt Semenyo's, really, is there?